I don't have an opening. I guess we could talk about hockey some more.
Oh my God!
You want to talk about hockey some
No.
more? Oh, the Penguins
to
traded
me.
for Erik Karlsson. It made me so happy. He's the best, one of the best defensemen in the league.
Yeah,
He
me
looks
too.
real
I
good.
couldn't believe that.
Yeah. It's weird. They don't have enough cap space for this.
Welcome to the DeRazzled, the podcast that takes award-winning worst films and fixes them. I'm host Jack Culbertson.
I'm Joe's mom.
This is Joe's mom again. We're back for part 2 of The Love Guru. Here we are.
Yep.
There he is.
We are going to talk more about 2008's The Love Guru, winner of the 29th annual Raspberry Worst Picture. And we're going to fix it. We're definitely going to fix it.
The way you keep looking at me as you say that makes me think that maybe
All right.
you've done a bamboozle.
So, full disclosure, you might be reading this. You might be listening to this as the first episode of the season. But as we alluded to in the first part of this, that's a lie.
It's not a lie. It's just
a lie.
We've just recorded them out of order.
We
is
did.
all.
So we had scheduled this.
And then you got strep throat.
Then I got
Yes,
strep
you
throat.
got sick.
I was very sick.
You were a wreck. Yeah.
I was like hallucinating sick.
I couldn't stop pacing.
Oh God. And then other life stuffs happened, and we recorded some other episodes, and I haven't looked at this script in like 2 weeks, so it'll be a journey for all of us.
Okay.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you. So I am excited to talk about specifically the reminder that Joe's going to tell you.
Oh, yeah. No, it's always important to remember that you should always rate and review the podcast everywhere you possibly can. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, wherever you possibly can rate podcasts. It makes a world of difference for us. Thank you to all of those who have done so. And please, everyone else, go and do that if you have not already.
I think we are at least a fresh tomato.
You think we're at least fresh
I
tomato?
think fresh.
Yeah.
Maybe not every episode.
Maybe not every episode. I mean,
Now, what's the scale of tomatoes again?
that's 1 to
Out of
100.
100,
That's it's a percentage. So like out of 100.
So what does fresh mean?
Yeah, what is fresh? Is anything over?
Oh God, it's anything over. Is it 70% with like more than 50 reviews from credible sources? I think I don't know.
Quote, unquote,
We
credible
found.
It's
sources.
good then.
I don't know. There's been fresh is good. Yeah. Well, is there a universe where fresh would have a bad connotation?
I was just gonna say fresh is always good.
Fresh is always good.
Okay.
Yeah. Though we have of course learned that there's all kinds of like problems with Rotten Tomatoes and like it's
Sometimes when Bushy pukes, that's
What?
it's fresh. I think it's worse to clean up than when it's old. It's dried up a little bit.
I
Oh my
really don't
God.
want to think about cat vomit right now.
Me neither.
Especially because Lou ate like a thing about this
God.
long of like tinsel, and like
Joe's holding up about 7 to 8 inches.
no, it's like 4 inches, but
It's like 8 to 9 inches.
When
it's
was
like
this? Like
13 inches.
Last
It's like-
Christmas.
oh no, this is like a week ago.
Why do you have tinsel?
Well, it wasn't actually tinsel because it had a more solid metal center.
Oh, God.
But she
Did it come back out?
Yep. First it was like
What have I done?
First, it was like a little
It's
piece.
all your fault,
First,
Jack.
it was like a little piece came out, and then she kept eating. So it was like we
Which
thought she was
end did it
fine.
come out of?
Front.
Oh my.
Okay, well,
And then
better.
she puked the rest of it up, and it was like I think Becca described it as the biggest hairball she's ever seen.
Ew.
So if it was an older and not fresh, it would have been less soggy.
Oh my God.
That's how so we're
Anyway,
Jeez.
so I was curious to know if there's any reason why we got the movie that we got, The Love Guru. Because sometimes there's a reason and sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's just that people want money. There is a very specific reason why this is the movie that we got, and I am so happy to share this with you. But first, I want to run through Mike Myers' filmography from 1992 to 2008 when Love Guru came out, because it is important to know the order that these came out in.
Okay.
1992, that's Wayne's World. Then 93, we get So I Married an Axe Murderer and Wayne's World 2. 4 years later, in 1997, we get Austin Powers.
Yeah.
2 years later, in 99, we get Austin Powers 2. Then there's a shortish break from 1999 to 2002 when we got Austin Powers 3. And then a year later, we get Cat in the Hat.
Oh, Cat in the Hat.
I included the Shreks on here, but I kind of...
Shrek.
Not that they're not good, but...
Shrek's good.
I was going to say, I thought something big was missing from this list.
Me too. I had the feeling like, what did we forget?
Yeah.
But I know that's like, he was just cast in Shrek. And
It's not a Mike Myers, like, vehicle.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Like, it's not his, like, it's not his idea. Basically,
But he's wonderful in it.
He is wonderful in it.
Yeah.
I agree. It's also weird to think that role was originally supposed to be Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I loved him.
He had actually recorded a bunch of dialogue already as Shrek.
Did he?
I've heard some of it, and it's like, it actually just kind of feels off. Like, it feels
really?
weird.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like it would have been like a role that really suited his
Yeah.
strengths as a comedian. Like, it, yeah.
So from 2002 or 2003, when we get Cat in the Hat, there's a 5-year break until he releases another live action film, which is 2008's The Love Guru.
Yeah.
It was an action film?
Live action. Well, not God.
Some
Sorry.
that scene at Niagara Falls was action packed.
Okay.
But if you really follow the
was
play
it
of hockey. Actually, that was something I wanted to point out. Something that just did not work about this was actually the in addition to just, no, the elephants, don't do that with elephants. That wouldn't result, or they would have avoided everything that was happening on the ice at that time because there are elephants. So that penalty shot wouldn't have actually counted. So,
Well, the elephants
What do you mean
were
dogs
gone by
can't
the time
play
he shot.
basketball?
there's no
What?
rule that says dogs can't play basketball. What are you talking about?
Like this, they can sew.
So this portion is called Jack's the worst person for this job because he hates sketch comedy, or how Dieter from Sprockets ruined Mike Myers' career.
But no, come on. But now it's the time on Sprockets when we dance.
It ruined Mike's career?
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I'm
For real.
I'm skeptical, but go on.
All right. So Mike Myers started to work on a live action film of Dieter in 1998.
Oh.
That would have been immediately after the first Austin Powers film.
I don't remember that.
Well, because it didn't happen. It never came out.
He wanted to have a third
Maybe
franchise.
that's why.
He would have had Wayne's World, and then he would have had Austin Powers,
And then Dieter.
and then Dieter, which is, you mentioned, is a character that was developed and shown on
SNL.
SNL.
Yeah, as was Wayne.
Yeah. I'm curious, was Wayne on any? Had he developed that at Second City or somewhere else prior,
I thought it was just
or just for SNL?
just Saturday Night.
It
Yeah,
may have
Saturday
just been
Night Live.
SNL. I'm not sure of the history of the character beyond it originating as or beyond its time as an SNL skit.
Would you describe for our audience what kind of character Dieter is? Because I didn't know.
Yeah,
before.
I have no idea.
You don't remember Dieter?
No.
Oh,
do
no, so-
I? It's just like
Do
that
you?
Aerosmith concert that I wasn't at.
Dieter is Dieter is a kind of a joke about weird German music subculture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. No.
So it's Mike Myers with his hair slicked and pulled back, wearing like round rim glasses, if I remember correctly. Or maybe they were square rim. I can't remember, but they were like thin wire frame glasses, and then just a black unitard.
For those of you who are big Lebowski fans, the nihilists in the Big Lebowski are very similar.
They kind of, they are a little bit similar to Dieter. Except,
He not to interrupt you, honey, but he played that on Saturday Night Live. I
Yes,
remember
that's
him
what we're
dressed
talking
like
about.
that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mom, that's what we're talking about.
Okay, I thought it was a movie that didn't come out. You
Well, no,
said
it's both.
okay.
It's both.
All right then, I was half right. But yeah, I remember. I remember now.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So he would. So it was part joke about weird German stuff, part joke about like industrial dance music,
And like weird poetry, wasn't it?
interpretive dance.
Yeah, okay.
More so than poetry. Like,
Yeah.
the poetry was so I married an axe murderer, but the
Harriet.
sweet Harriet.
Harriet.
No, please, God. Do you know how long it took for that to get out of my head?
It never left my
Oh my
Jack.
God.
It's literally has popped into my head once every couple of weeks since I was 12.
Oh my
No.
God.
So you're forgetting one important aspect about Dieter.
What am I forgetting? Is there like weird sex shit?
No, unfortunately, it's the monkey.
The monk.
Oh, he does have like a capuchin
out.
monkey or something. Yeah.
Klaus also had catchphrases like, I am as happy as a little girl.
Yes.
Now's the time on Sprockets when we
We
dance.
dance.
Yeah, there we go.
I remember that part when
Yeah.
we dance. Yes. Sprocket
And-
the sprocket.
Important for
Sprockets.
this story, would you like to touch my monkey?
My
Yes.
monkey.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay. I think I remember that.
I do remember. Would you like to touch my monkey? Yes.
So, working on this theoretical third franchise, he brought on his writer from Austin Powers, Michael McCullers, and SNL writer Jack Handy, who did the Deep Thoughts segment.
Yes.
Yeah.
one of the better long running bits on
do
on
remember
SNL.
that one.
Deep thoughts.
Yeah.
it
Deep
was
Thoughts
funny.
with Jack Handy were always quite good.
So this is the script that they came up with. Klaus the monkey is kidnapped for ransom, and the ratings for Sprockets bombs.
Just tank.
Yeah. Dieter goes to the United States, where Klaus has been kidnapped to, but he can't afford the ransom because he spent all his money on arts and lotions.
Is he still wearing a black
I would assume
I'd have
so.
to assume.
jumpsuit or
Yeah,
whatever?
he's got to be wearing a black unitard the entire
unitard?
time.
Yeah.
There he meets up with his goofy American cousin, Bob Shedder, played by Will Ferrell,
Oh my God.
and Monkey Tracker, Daryl Haynes, played by Jack Black.
Oh,
Jack Black.
This was like 2001, so yeah, one made
I
sense.
love him too.
No, he's great.
So the script is really bad, or so they are. So it's said. They had a really hard time taking the sketch comedy and stretching it to 90 minutes. Also,
I mean, when
Dieter
you're-
was deeply unlikable.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is like it's not a character that I feel like works for more than just like a brief skit.
That's how I always thought of it.
Yeah.
Just as a skit.
Here's my thought on it. As a mainstream summer release comedy, no. As like some movie I watch at 2 a.m. on IFC, yes. And here's the scene why. So in one scene, Dieter's lying to the FBI, saying Klaus is a human son, and he like gets the FBI to raid this building, and like a bunch of FBI agents are killed.
Oh my god! What?
And one of the agents like tears into Dieter, telling him, like, "We lost 6 men out here tonight, mister. 6 good men with families. My partner of 20 years just died, and his large intestine in my hands." He was crying. He was crying for his mama while blood came out of his ears. And for what? A chimp? And Dieter's reply is, "A spider monkey, actually.
Spider monkey.
Chimps are much larger."
Chips.
Holy
Which
shit!
is so dark.
That's incredibly dark. Wow.
And yeah, it doesn't make Dieter more likable.
No, not at all.
Jeez.
I mean, unless you really just particularly hate the FBI.
Right, yeah, I suppose if you're just,
Great with the anarchist set. Bad for everyone else.
as much as I like that particular scene, Mike Myers did not.
Oh, really?
No, and to the point where there were roughly 14 drafts over 2 years, which is that's a lot.
That's a lot of drafts. Wow.
Weeks before filming was scheduled to begin, Mike Myers quits.
Did he?
Yes.
Wow.
So then what happened?
Oh boy, let me tell you. So he was co-writer. He created the character, and he was the star, which essentially meant that when he quit, the movie was canceled.
Yeah, I was
you
going to
can't
say
move
everything
forward.
was gone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he had already been paid $20 million.
Oh my God.
Did he have like a pay or play deal or?
Is that why he ended up in court?
We're getting there.
Oh, God. All
So-
over Sprockets.
Over Sprockets.
Oh, wow.
Seems kind of
And
appropriate.
it seems like not a good enough reason to get in trouble. You know?
So this was with Universal Pictures, and they sued Myers for. At that point, he'd only been paid $5 million.
Okay.
Of the total $20 million.
Aw.
So they're going to sue him for
Feel
that.
so bad for him.
So they claimed that initially he was set to be paid $10 million for the Sprockets movie,
Okay.
but in that time, Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me came out and made over $200 million.
Asinine amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna need a little bit more money because now I'm a
Yeah.
megastar." And
Hey, I am clearly bankable.
Right,
Just
yeah.
like,
so that's what they bumped it up to $20 million.
okay.
Wow.
Star power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. And he was super bankable.
Yeah.
He had an action figure with real chest hair.
He did.
Oh, that's
I
right.
remember that.
I do too.
absolutely remember that.
I do too. All that chest hair.
Real interesting to see that in the toy aisle next to my Batman.
Hey, baby.
So the lawsuit also said that he would be barred from making any movies during the time of which he had been scheduled to do Dieter.
That's why there's such a gap.
Yes.
Interesting.
Everyone involved, Myers, Universal, even the judge was like, we gotta figure this out, guys. We gotta really make a deal happen, to the point where one Mr. Steven Spielberg stepped in to mediate.
You're kidding.
Spielberg had to step in.
Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
He pops up in such genuinely fascinating
it's weird,
places,
right?
honestly.
Yeah.
It's just,
But before they were able to come to an agreement, Image Entertainment also sues Mike Myers.
what?
Yeah. So this is about a month after Universal sued him. Image sues him for $30 million.
Oh, my
Whoa.
God. Why
Yeah.
were they suing him?
It was probably just like a sister company of Universal, probably like additional contract bullshit. But that is a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah. So did he ever end up having to pay any of this money?
No. And there's a very good reason. Well, there's a very bad reason, but a very interesting reason. So, to add more on top of the pile of shit that Mike Myers has got himself into, during the court hearings, he is accused of having a terrible attitude on set, a pattern of making and then breaking promises, and what I would think would be the worst accusation is that he stole the character of Dieter. So when in the late 80s, Mike Myers was a part of a sketch comedy troupe at Second City, and a fellow Canadian comedian named Dana Anderson claims that he had created the character of Dieter. He had created a character that was a weird German person who was prone to saying, "Touch my monkey." I think that I don't know that I would say that was stealing so much as being a shitty a castmate, because he definitely like took that idea, or at least it sounds like he took that idea and then developed it without asking
I hate
permission.
hearing that he does all these terrible things.
Yeah. Well, these are accusations, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's possible that he didn't,
Right.
but it's possible.
Yeah. I
Well,
guess anything's
just-
possible.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
We'll put an
Right.
allegedly in there.
But let's just say, but probably not.
See, when you started saying Dana, I thought you were going to say Carvey.
Me too.
At first,
Right.
But like, yeah, I'm not familiar with Dana Anderson.
No, it was another person from Second City.
Sure.
I remember this part I read where he's like, yeah, he didn't even like invite me to like come and hang out on set.
Who said that?
Dana Anderson.
That's sad.
Yeah. Like,
To Mike Meyer.
Or something
he was saying like about
him.
that, Mike. Yeah. Like, oh, he didn't even want like credit. He's just like, you could have been like, give me a call. Said
Oh,
hi. Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's really like a down to earth response
right.
and all that. Just fuck.
Like, I'm getting sad.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people who play people in movies that really make me happy find out bad things about them.
I mean, at least this is fairly tame as far as like, controversies go. Like, at least he didn't like murder somebody or like assault somebody or like
no.
yeah, like at least it's nothing like that. Like,
Thank goodness, yeah.
yeah. At least it's not Jared Leto.
That's what I meant. I was going to say him, but I don't want to bring him back up. That's what I was thinking of, yes.
I'm a little fuzzy on why Image Entertainment is involved, but it sounds like they, how like big movies normally have like several studios involved on any given project. It sounds like they were just another studio that was involved.
So I looked it up a little bit, and like I'm not sure how accurate this is, but they're claiming that Myers was like misrepresenting the script in some way. Like he claimed he had never approved the script, but he also co-wrote the script. So like they're suing him over like the unnecessary complications made there, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't seem like $30 million worth of confusion,
No,
but
it doesn't.
No, and
It's stupid.
it's a lot of money that's being thrown back and forth among egos.
yeah.
What I think is interesting is that Mike Myers claims that Ron Howard called him up and like threatened him to commit to a script so they could start shooting.
Wait.
I can't picture Ron Howard threatening anybody.
Ron Howard threatened Mike Myers?
Mike Myers claims that Ron Howard called him and threatened him, sending people after him to acting, quote, stalker-esque.
Opie wouldn't do that.
It
is a weird image to...
Yeah! Like, Opie, what are you doing?
But it does make sense.
You cannot, no, I can't take a threat from Richie fucking Cunningham seriously. I'm sorry. I just, like...
It does explain why Spielberg will get involved, though, because they
have partnered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Opie threatened him, and he's like, Steven, you take care of this.
I can't sink Henry Winkler on him. Henry's just too nice.
Yeah. We're not going anywhere with
him.
this. So do you want to know what they all kind of came to?
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
They settled out of court. Myers didn't owe them any big sums of money.
Okay.
He gave back what he had been like prepaid.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
However, he was required to do a movie with Image and DreamWorks.
Which was?
Wait, is it The Love Guru?
No.
No. Wait, hold on. Wait, so is The Cat in the Hat?
The Cat in the Hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how that
Yeah.
came about. Oh my God. And here, this entire time, I thought that it was just riding on the success of the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Well, yes, as in they wanted to make another live action Dr. Seuss film.
Yeah.
But the reason they got Mike Myers involved was because he'd been sued.
He legally had
He
to
legally
do it.
had to do it.
It makes more sense to me why
Yeah.
he let himself be like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah, it was.
That was just so creepy.
Do you know who else got sucked into the deal? The director, the person who was supposed to direct Dieter. Bo Welch was asked to come in to direct Cat in the Hat.
So he didn't want to be there either.
Probably
it
not.
doesn't say one way or the other, but I suspect probably not.
Wow.
That's wild. I genuinely had
So-
no idea.
So
It actually explains a lot.
A little bit, yeah.
So
Jeez.
he was trying to start another franchise. with his Dieter character.
Yep.
Went terribly wrong, took up a lot of time, took up a lot of money. That was also in that time period, in that like 5-ish years, he wanted to develop an Austin Powers 4.
Right, there had
But was
always been
preoccupied.
rumors about an Austin Powers 4 because Austin Powers 3 sets up Scott becoming the villain.
Yeah, and that was, there's been very recent rumors.
I've heard there's been talk of that happening again.
Yeah.
Yes. Nothing significant enough that I would comment on it, but yeah, it's still being talked about. But what we got instead was the Cat in the Hat, and then eventually he moved on to the Love Guru.
Yeah.
There you go.
What a bonkers ride.
What a weird ride, Dieter. Took us on a weird place.
Dieter. All that from Dieter.
All that from Dieter.
Jeez.
Like,
I'm kind of glad it didn't become a movie.
Yeah, I don't think it would work as a movie.
No.
I genuinely don't think it would work as a movie. But also, like
I don't know, that one scene kind of.
that scene. I do kind of like that weirdly dark scene. I'm a little sad that Mike Myers didn't. But
yeah.
you know,
Well, let our audience stew on that over break.
we'll be right back.
And we're back. So in the first part, you mentioned that you appreciated that Mike Myers establishes within the movie Love Guru that he's definitely white.
Yes. I genuinely was afraid there was going to be brown face in this movie.
That never entered my mind.
I don't.
That was the first thing that entered my
imagine that. I didn't suspect that he would like wear actual makeup, but I thought he was going to do a like. No, I'm Hindu. Just very Mike Myers.
Like
looking.
it was.
But no, he's
Not in a good way, you mean?
right.
Yeah, like trying to like appropriate and act like he is like of that culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was interested to see if there was any reaction from the Hindu community.
I'm aware of some of this stuff, but yeah,
Okay.
but go ahead.
So there was a group that asked to specifically screen the movie prior,
Oh, I didn't know this.
and the studio was like, "Yeah, sure."
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
No,
they didn't let them.
They didn't.
But
they
they
didn't
Yeah,
let
they,
them.
they just kind of whoopsie.
Was there a
Oh, we
protest?
forgot. But like they still went and checked it out so they could see what it was. And I have a couple of reactions. This one is from, and I apologize for the pronunciation of these names, Asim Shakla. The film is vulgar, crude, and in the opinion of many of the attendees, too often tasteless in its puerile choice of humor. Very few of the Hindus viewing the film, however, found it overtly anti-Hindu or mean-spirited. Indeed, no Hindu or Sanskrit term beyond guru or ashram are ever used in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything negative.
Right, I think the thing, like the movie as it stands, like as it was produced, isn't. I don't think that it is like racist or like actually appropriating actual Hindu culture, but it definitely had the potential to.
Right, and I think that was why there's concern. And
Yeah.
these individuals went and checked it out, and were basically like, "It was too
It's too
stupid."
stupid.
It was too
Yep.
stupid.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of like the short version
That's
of it. Is like, this is too stupid to be offensive.
Yeah,
Right, and it lets them know that that's never the intention, to be offensive.
well, Mike Myers' humor doesn't always have the best record of taking into consideration certain groups, such as all of the little people humor in this.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that
Really
was a little
bad.
too much. Well, he called him a gnome.
Yeah, he sure did.
I was just going to say, poor mini-me.
Like,
Well, he was mini-me.
he was mini-me. He was.
Mini-Me.
That was essentially how his career took off.
Yeah.
But like, you'd think after that maybe they could not.
Did you sit through the outtakes
Yeah.
at the end?
I saw the bit where the camera guy was like, I can't get a good shot down here. It's just looking at a bunch of people's asses, and Vertroy was like,
That was
now
the-
you know how it feels.
Yeah.
That was the only outtake they showed,
Oh, really?
right? Yeah.
That was
That's
the
the
only
one I remember,
That's
yeah.
the only one I remember seeing.
I watched
yeah.
was
on
pretty good.
because I watched on it first because I knew there had to be some, but it was only the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
It was
a
funny.
good one.
Yeah, it was funny.
that was genuinely
Now
funny.
you know how I feel.
You got a good laugh out of that too. I'm glad like the room responded well to that.
Yeah. It was funny.
One last thing to say about the Hindu community's reaction is they did pull people that are not a part of the Hindu community to see if there would be any confusion about like say I was watching the movie, would I mistake what I'm seeing on the Love Guru as Hindu culture? And everybody was pretty much like, no, it's too stupid.
Yeah,
Too
good.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think that's like going too deep for a movie like this.
I mean, sometimes reading a little further into it is warranted. I think this is one of those instances where I think like, it's not that deep, and it doesn't, and it's not, and we don't need to go further than that. It is as surface level as it seems to be.
Yeah, exactly.
I think of Mike Myers' more famous characters, or even his character in So I Married an Axe Murderer, he tends to choose characters that are vaguely annoying, but like intentionally so.
Yeah. That's like part of the bit.
Yeah. Maybe even a little obnoxious. Like Austin Powers is meant to be like kind of annoying, but he's lovably annoying.
He's lovable, yes.
Yeah. They do a good job of conveying that Austin is fun.
He's a good guy.
He has a good heart.
Yes.
Behind all that hair and
brown teeth.
And teeth. Yeah, the British teeth jokes. Just,
and I think that's the difference between the characters that he plays that I like and the ones I don't like.
Yeah.
Which ones do you like?
I like Austin Powers. Mm-hmm. From what I remember, it's been a while. I don't hate the character of Pitka. I don't like the story. I don't think that they came up with a very good story for it.
I think they dropped the ball with some of the story with him. But yeah, I don't think Pitka in and of himself is a dislikable character.
Yeah.
No.
I think
I don't either.
They probably could have done a lot more with that character.
Yeah.
And had it been interesting. I don't know, maybe he was just like really stressed out after all those lawsuits.
That's fair. Honestly,
after all the lawsuits.
Like, look, I need to get a bunch of weird ball hair jokes out. After all that, I gotta blow off some steam.
Jeez. Yeah, that was a little bit too ongoing.
Yeah. But then you have characters like Dieter, who I think do work as a couple-minute long sketch,
right? As a sketch bit, but not as a full fleshed out film.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Did you like him as Wayne?
Oh yeah. I don't know that I would describe the character as particularly annoying though.
No, he's not.
Wayne
I
is
meant,
probably
did you like him?
I think Wayne's his most relatable character.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I think that's like the exception for his shtick.
Yeah, I think like from like the beginning,
and there's hockey in it.
There is some hockey in it. Street hockey.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's hockey in it.
Car.
I'm sure he wasn't thrilled with wearing a Blackhawks jersey, but he set the movie in Chicago. Like, what are you gonna do? But no, like Wayne Campbell is like an immediately recognizable, relatable figure from the moment in the first movie where he shows you his collection of hairnets and name tags.
Yeah,
because of all his like food service jobs that he's worked. It's like, I know a metalhead that's worked a bunch of shit jobs like that. Sure, yeah.
I love Wayne.
I need to watch that again.
Yeah,
the first one in particular is so fucking good too. Just like
both of them, they're either on Max or Netflix. They're on one or the other.
Yeah,
both of them.
I think they are. Yeah,
1 and 2. Yeah,
which you, the audience, can check out while we're on break.
Wayne's World.
Yeah. Watch the whole
Wayne's
movie.
World.
Watch both Wayne's Worlds and then come back and we'll for the next part of the episode.
It won't help to understand the second part. It's just a nice break.
It'll feel good.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Like action.
Yep. I definitely had strep throat, right? That was the thing.
That was very much a thing. Yes.
So I think I wrote this last part like prior to really realizing what I had going on, but I don't remember writing this, but it does.
When you were hallucinating.
It has some feverish ideas.
Okay.
So I'm just going to look at this as a document from the time that I was coming down from strep throat. I don't know whether or not I will agree with this iteration of Jack, but
Fair
here we
enough.
are. We're all going to experience together for the first time.
We're going to go on a little ride here.
Yeah. So this is the fix that I came up with for Love Guru, or what I had to say about what I was going to fix.
Should we briefly cover like how we handle what our rules going into a fix usually are?
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
I
going to
would
matter
like
for
that.
this, but sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For mom's sake,
Yeah.
she would like that information.
Yeah. So we generally try to see if we can fix a movie that's bad. We do have a couple of stipulations. It has to more or less follow the story that is present in the movie as is.
Yeah.
Just make some tweaks to try and make it work
Right.
better, and to try and do so in a way that would have been possible when the movie was made. So, like, if we're doing a movie in the '80s, we can't put in like 2021 or 23 levels, like like computer graphics.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
We're allowed 2 recastings, unless since that movie has come out, an actor has been proven to be an awful, vile, disturbing human being, which we've had happen
a couple of times.
Okay.
Was it Jeffrey
Jones is the one. The principal from Ferris Bueller.
Yes.
Yeah, that actor is a pedophile.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So,
Yeah.
but for us, that means we get to
that.
recast 3 times.
Yeah.
So
Wait, was he? Why are we even bringing him up?
Because he was the actor that we first ran into on the show that made us that let us make that rule where like if a person's like a monster,
Yes.
we get a bonus recasting.
I see. Okay.
what else?
I think that really covers like the long and short of it.
Yeah, I think so. So. I don't think Jack from a week and a half ago wanted to do it, but here's what they wrote.
Okay.
Ron Howard is directing his punishment for stalking Mike Myers.
Say again.
So Mike Myers accused Ron Howard of threatening him during the lawsuit.
Yeah, I
and
remember
stalking
that.
him. And as punishment to Opie, he's going to be forced to direct
The Love Guru.
The Love Guru.
Opie did.
No, this is Jack's hypothetical fix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is-
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just going to read this verbatim.
You make it simple for me.
So fuck this fucking movie. I hate sketch comedy.
The end.
Pretty much. I hate sketch comedy, and I've reached the point where trying to fix this script is as joyless and frustrating in a way that Mike Myers must have felt while working on Dieter. I'll return the advance you paid me, Joe, in full every dime.
I'm not returning mine.
Unlike Mike Myers,
You guys are getting paid for this?
Yeah, aren't you?
No.
Oh, I'm not either.
unlike Mike Myers, I will not make reparations by being in Cat in the Hat. I will not do that.
You'll do green eggs and ham.
Jack did do some rhyming here, and I'm not.
Yeah, I can tell that was about to happen.
I will not do that. It give me great pain, even on cocaine. But the one speck of plot that I'll leave in this house are some loose threads, even too small for a mouse.
I'm so
I
so mad, but also I'm so proud of you.
I didn't expect this.
Yep, me neither. Okay, here's the plot threads.
Thickens.
Here are the plot threads that I've left for myself. Act 1 is fine.
All right.
We need Dieter in the shit.
In
Wait,
the Love Guru.
In the Love Guru?
No.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm agreeing with myself. I'm just reading, okay? At some point, it is he who must run the gauntlet. And by that, I assume I meant Pitka. Because we have Roanoke. By gauntlet, I mean drama. Do you remember the tattoo he has on his hand?
I do remember the drama tattoo,
drama.
yes.
Right.
Oh, mom has the
you
acronym
have-
ready here in her notes, I'm sure.
Drama, distinction, remember, adjustment, maturity, action.
Yes.
Drama.
Yes.
We need to have the
I knew it.
actual
It's good I took
protagonist
notes.
go through drama,
Okay.
not Roanoke.
Rono,
The
the hockey player.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, when Roanoke freezes, Pitka has to step in. Maybe Roanoke sets a boundary or realizes that he needs to care. Okay, I kind of like that. So when Roanoke freezes, he realizes, he's like, you know what? Hockey doesn't make me happy.
Right.
I'm going to leave.
No, but then you're taking the hockey out of the movie.
No, Pitka's going to...
Oh, Pitka has to win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Okay, now we're talking.
I'm confused.
It's-
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I liked Rono winning.
Roanoke.
Well, what didn't they call him Rono though?
No, it's Roanoke.
Roanoke.
What's his name?
Roanoke. Oh, jeez. You know who I mean.
Yes.
So, Pitka needs to work on his communication. Maybe Pitka needs to find the parents that abandoned him. One idea I had was that Mike Myers was playing himself in several disguises, brainwashed by a group of guerrillas. Not the
Gorillas.
ape, like a military.
like a guerrilla fighter, like a freedom fighter organization.
Yeah, a group
of
of
some
gorillas
sort.
that he trained, brainwashed him thinking that he's a guru.
That's dark.
That yeah, that's going some places.
I'm just gonna keep reading here. That's the reason for this large head in the flashback, because he was actually a fully grown adult.
His large head.
The gorillas are trying to infiltrate celebrity America, brainwashing them with Pitka's bullshit teachings. However, when Pitka actually goes through the 5 steps, he undoes the brainwashing and has to save the Toronto Maple.
Leafs.
I think there was a autocorrect because
it says leaves, I'm
it
sure.
says teas,
Teas?
like as in like sipping some
Yeah.
teas. The Toronto Maple Teas Stadium. Oh God, Jack has to save the Maple Leafs.
What were
Stadium
you taking
from
for
being-
that strep throat?
I remember you mentioning codeine.
Okay. Yeah, you told me he was drinking codeine. Do you have any left?
Nope.
Just kidding.
I had to take care of myself. But however, when Pitka actually goes through the 5 steps, he undoes the brainwashing and has to save the Maple Leafs Stadium from being blown up by the winning puck or some shit.
Did you turn this into fucking sudden death?
I have a scene where he confronts his parents who abandoned him, and they're basically 2 Dieters from Sprockets
Oh my God.
who forgot they had a son.
You love Dieter.
To be fair, Dieter's great. Just in small doses, Dieter's great.
Yeah, very small doses.
Pitka loses the game for the Toronto people
The Toronto people.
on purpose, thus averting disaster. Well, because if he did the winning, it would have blown.
It would have blown up. But he's also
presumably.
maintained the curse in the Toronto
Right.
Maple Leafs.
Yes.
Actually, this is funnier.
Oh my God.
SWAT comes in to arrest the gorillas, and we get the speech that was meant for Dieter. Movie ends with Mike Myers reborn as a new man, driving off in the sunset with the artist formerly known as Kanye.
Oh my God, Conway.
The last line of the movie is Mike Myers agreeing with Kanye that George Bush hates black people.
Oh my God. That's why he's Conway, not Kanye.
Oh, God damn.
Oh my God.
It's so stupid.
I think everyone must be so confused. I guess I know I am.
I would not describe it as my best fix.
Joey, you're all red.
Now I just want to watch Sudden Death.
I don't know that I'm familiar with sudden death.
Sudden Death. I've not actually seen it, but I know too much about it.
Okay.
It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Ew.
Okay.
Where he has to stop.
I like Bloodsport.
He has to stop.
Does he beat up
You do
Rocky?
like Bloodsport.
Yeah.
But
Weird.
he has to stop a terrorist group of some sort, and that terrorist group has infiltrated the Stanley Cup final of the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Chicago Blackhawks.
What?
And
Are you making this up?
no, this is a real
sounds made
movie. No, this is real. This is
Oh,
an
my
actual
God.
movie. I swear to God, it takes place in the Civic Arena.
I guess it sounds good.
And it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. They're never actually good.
Was Rocky in it?
No.
Bloodsport has its moments. I stand by this.
He ends up somehow playing goal.
Did I just hallucinate the plot of Sudden Death?
Sudden
Impact?
Death. You kind of hallucinated some aspects of the plot of Sudden Death. There was a moment where one of the terrorists, I'm pretty sure I remember this from a clip that I saw on YouTube, is dressed as the Penguins mascot and pulls a gun on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Like this. None of that movie sounds funny, but Joe, your face is making me laugh. It's all red.
It's not a comedy,
You're crying.
but the premise is very funny. To me specifically.
So if I took the plot of The Love Guru with the unused script of Dieter and
And mixed it with Sudden Death.
Sudden
mixed
death.
with Sudden
yeah.
Death, that is my fix.
More or less, honestly.
Well, what do we think? Did I fix it?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Thank you.
Good job, Jack.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
That
I do my best work when I have a fever of 102.
Like
apparently.
very, it's
Yeah.
very fresh. Oh, Joey. Oh.
okay.
Well, I've clearly got nothing left to give for this movie.
No, you are spent at this point.
I have more rock star in my veins than blood.
That sounds about right. So,
Like,
we
if,
should-
I'd like to think I do too.
I would be afraid to see you drink that much energy drink.
Oh, you're talking about. I'm talking about rock stars.
No, I know.
Being a rock
That's
star.
why I clarified.
No,
On that note, we should probably wrap up so Jack can go to sleep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the premiere of Season 3 here. We are thrilled to be back. As a quick programming note, we will have episodes every week through the month of October, and then after that, we will be reinstating a dark week every few weeks to allow us to not get overwhelmed. If you have not followed us on social media, you can do so on Facebook at DeRazzled Podcast, Instagram and TikTok at DeRazzled_podcast. Twitter and Blue Sky at DeRazzled Pod. Check us out there. We might not be the most active, but we have some fun here and there. Plus, it's the easiest way to get updates from us. If you're interested in suggesting something you'd like to see us cover, or if you have questions about the unofficial Willem Dafoe Bad Art Short Film Festival, or would like to submit to the film festival, email us at DeRazzledPodcast@gmail.com. If you're submitting, put Willem Dafoe in the subject line, and we will be sure to review that and program it.
and George Bush doesn't care about black people.
And George Bush does not care about black people. Thank you again. Check us out next time, where, as always, we will be sure to
Razzle
dazzle
dazzle
ya.
ya. And I'd like to say to thank Jack and thank Joey, my son, for having me on here. No, it was
you.
really fun.
Thanks, Mom. I'm
Thanks,
really
guys.
glad you came. This is a good
Thank
time.
you.
All right.
I loved
Real?
it.
I can't tell if this is a hallucination.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.